Peace, family. This is Shofar from Full Show Energy Work, and I'm here to talk to you today about male privilege. The purpose of the video is to, shine a light on. If you saw my last video about privilege, this is to go deeper into male privilege. And again, the idea about privilege is that it's a benefit or an immunity of sorts that is granted to a certain person or group. And what that means in a nutshell, though, is that while it may seem like something that is a benefit on the front end, and it does, but in the end, it also stunts growth. It's kind of like having something that, having an animal, a domesticated animal of sorts, and we keep it from certain challenges that the wild actually presents to it. But what ends up happening is that privilege will actually, in the end, stunt its divine growth, stunt its growth. And then if it ever is exposed to the wild, then it's challenged. Or say like an immune system that is never exposed to certain diseases or pathologies, then what happens is that as soon as it comes in contact with a certain virus or a bacteria, now it's being taken out. So on the front end, it seems like a benefit, but in the long run, it actually isn't. And so what we want to do in this video is look at male privilege, because that's a special type of privilege. If you have fucking dick and balls, and whether, again, like I said in the last video, whether you're bisexual, trans, or homosexual, or heterosexual, if you are a man, if you are a male on the planet, there are certain privileges that you have. And I know that there's different levels to that based on your sexuality too. And so that's a whole nother video or something else to talk on. But just being a male, we have privileges. And so one of them, one of the core privileges is, if we think about the patriarchal society that we live in, and we think about the concept or the idea of God, okay? Many cultures speak of God being a man, or a male, or masculine. I won't even say energy, because it's almost like as if this big God up in the sky has fucking got his dick in all of our faces. You know what I'm saying? Swinging. So it's not even really talked about as an energy. It's talked about almost as if it is a physical being, and that has fucking balls and stuff, and gets jealous and all these type of things. But anyway, if we have a God that is a man, at the very core of our being, that validates us as men, and it invalidates the woman. I want to say that again. Just the idea of praying to, a male God, and having male prophets and patriarchs such as Abraham and Isaac and Israel and or Jacob and Buddha and Muhammad, and the list goes on and on and on. Just the idea of having then all these male heroes, Spider-Man and Superman, and over again, male strength and power is being validated in a certain way that the feminine or female is not. And we've gotten more privy to that, and we've been changing it up as human beings on the planet now, and that's a good thing. And we also don't want to go the other way, right? It ain't time to start, now starting misandry where we hate men. That's not what this video is about, and that's not what I'm talking about. But we do want to bring things into balance. And at the core of our being as divine beings, if we are continuing to have the conversation of God being a man, or having these male traits and not seeing the feminine, then that is invalidating to the female, and that is setting the man up for a privilege. But again, ultimately, it's going to come back, and it has been coming back to hurt us, because then what we have is a bunch of men on the planet with hurt feminine energies that do a lot of fucked up things. So that privilege ain't all that it's cracked up to be. Another thing is around, let's look at different areas of life. Let's look at sensuality. Male privilege, as far as it comes with sensuality, is like when we step in the bedroom, a lot of it is about satisfying the man and how he operates as on a physical or level, you know, and sexually is like helping him to get his rocks off. If we look at the porn culture, it's not about addressing the woman and what she needs in the bedroom, or what she would like and how she would like to be approached and how she would like to be made love to. It's really about just fucking getting the man's rocks off. That is male privilege. He doesn't even have to find out how she works, because he's able to just ejaculate in her face. You see what I'm saying? This is male privilege. Another way is emotionally. If we look at how, if a woman expresses herself, if she talks and she speaks in a passionate way, and I'll be the first to tell you that there's a place that we can do that with respect, and there's a place where we can do that in a way that creates a bridge, and then there's a way that we can actually be burning down bridges too. So I'm not saying that just expressing ourselves emotionally without some kind of boundaries is healthy either. But what I'm saying is that women who tend to express themselves emotionally are said to be too much. They're said to be, they're called bitches. They're called, you know, there's different names and stuff, and that she's too wild or she's too much. These are, again, the fruits of male privilege, that we as men and intellect is put over intuition, and that intellect is put over, and that logic is put over emotions and feeling. That is all male privilege. And again, I have to keep pointing out, it seems like a privilege, it seems like a benefit in the beginning, but when you have a bunch of men on the planet, or male energies, and also women who have brought into male privilege, who now have toxic masculinity in them too, a lot of them may even be feminists. When you have even women who have this male privilege energy, what we have is a bunch of human beings on the planet who downplay emotionality and downplay intuition, and who put too much emphasis on intellect and logic, and that creates a cold world. You know what I mean? And I want to go back to the sensuality too. Another thing is when a man, another privilege of male, another male privilege as it goes to sensuality, is just being able to express ourselves, express oneself as a man, and it's almost a given that men cheat, or that men are dogs, and that, you know, that we have a high sexuality, and that we have these the semen in our balls, and it wants to procreate. On some level, that's like a given, and you know, women have different levels of dealing with that, but it's almost expected of us. But we have shut down and stoned and burnt at the stake the feminine so much that we don't understand that she operates almost the same or greater than that. That her desire for sensuality and sexuality is actually greater than ours. And that she wants a dick, or, you know, a tongue or fingers, or all of three somewhere on her body almost all of the time, if she's not closed down. And subsequently, if she's not with child, which is ultimately what the universe, or what the energy is actually calling for, that freaky nature of both human beings, male and female, what is really making us so damn horny for us to have more human beings on the planet. That's the ultimate goal, right? But anyway, getting back to that, is that the male, he's a pimp, he's a player, he's you know, he's revered, he's put up on a certain pedestal if he's out here getting his rocks off and, you know, sleeping with different women, especially of a certain quality or certain look, you know, then he's put up on a pedestal. If a woman, you know, gets with different women, different men or women that she finds attractive, you know, whether it be the ball players, you know, or whatever she finds attractive, if she's out here getting hers, then she's a whore, she's a freak, she's a slut, she's a bitch, you know? These are all things of male privilege. And so what we want to do is we want to create now a different world where that is not the norm, and where there's a state of balance. So that's why this video, you know, I wanted to get that out there, get those ideas out there. If you like this video, please subscribe, please like it, please share it, and please let other people know about it. And in the comments, please let me know if there's other privileges that you would like to see covered, and or what you think about male privilege, your thoughts and feelings on it. Again, I'm Shofar from Faux Show Energy Work. I do coaching for couples and singles, men and women. I do energy work for couples and singles. I have a book, Soul Sacred Orgasmic Living, and so soul. And then I also do a series of workshops, Hip Hop Kundalini. I do that with 3 other dope facilitators, intimate relating, and then also KISS, Keep It Simply Sensual, and also working on some other workshops with some other facilitators. We'll have some other new ones coming up here in the future. And if you like this, please, reach out to, if you have any questions or whatever, you can hit me up on Instagram. And I appreciate your time. Y'all keep shining, keep climbing, y'all. Peace.